Good morning. We are doing a rare tour at the Russian Garden of Gethsemane with the amazing Mary Magdalene Church. Then I hope that we will see things, we will see things that you won't be able to see by yourself. It's almost Lent time, and the nuns here are painting icons. While they're doing it, they're fasting, they're not talking with each other. And here we are, a group that, how should I say it nicely? Well, let's try not to disturb their working, holy work. It's February 2022. I'll dedicate that tour to all of my subscriber, but because it's Mary Magdalene, I know that it's very important to Betty, EJ, and James Anthony. Then I will mention their names, but it's for everyone here. The guide is the priest of the first one that you see. His name is Roman. He knows Hebrew. I will try to translate it to English. Then if you hear at the movie Hebrew together with English, then now you know why. We are at the area of the nuns, and I must speak quietly. Then if it's a little bit problematic for you, then I have no other choice now. I hope that you will accept it.
כל פעם רואים זווית יותר יפה.
בדיוק. גם זה עניין של השמש. He said that there's every moment, in every angle, that you can see how beautiful that church is, and it's always different, which is true. You can see the rock there. Then now we know that we are just outside the walls. Beneath us is the Catholic Church of the Garden of Gethsemane. Look how amazing is the church. The church is not so old. There are pictures of it from the beginning of the 19th century. That was empty at that time. That area was empty. It was built later on. I will talk about it later. But yeah, look how beautiful it is. The top of the rock from here. Beside the Jewish temple. Jesus visited that place 3 times a year, like every other Jew. Amazing. We are at the entrance to Mary Magdalene Church, but we will start from a different place. We will center down, and there's another church there. It's called the cave, the Grotto cave, the disciples' cave, Grotto. that church connected to this biblical story. And then later on we will visit that amazing church. Then let's go to the grotto. And later on, second part, we will actually talk about Mary Magdalene. Yeah, the one that this is Arane. Most of the people never been here. she is my master for Christianity. Most of the thing, not all of the thing, but a lot of the thing is from her. To the left there's a building. That's the mother of the monastery. Is actually lives here. He mentioned the kibbutz. Kibbutz is a community of people who actually works together. And this is the kibbutz. Everyone. And she's taking care of everyone. The smell. There's a smell of heating, but wood heating. With wood. Yes, you can feel it. The smell is amazing, and that's according to the Russian ancient way. The houses, it looks like Ukraine, and this is the time for me to, and we are in a Russian place. The Russian called Ukraine, the southern Russia, and yesterday the Russians started a war between the Ukraine and Russian. Then let's pray that they will stop the bloodshed. Oh, let's pray for it. Everyone that here, there's no reason for war. Mother of the convent, she is chosen by the bishop. She's elected. She's not elected. It's like a democrat war. The nuns didn't choose her. The bishop did it. Most of the time, she is taking care of the monastery. And she's doing it until she is too old to do that, and then someone else been chosen. She's usually in duty until her death, but Elizabeth is the name of the mother of the convent. There's a really great contact to Holy of Saint Elizabeth that buried in that church. And she accepting her duty. She changed her name. Alexandra is her real name, but Elizabeth is her new name because it's like a new life, and that's why they're changing the name as well. We will enter down to the grotto, to the cave. Everyone, it's a big group, and everyone can enter, but soon we will see the icon or the inscription on the, you will see it soon. It's from Mark 38. Pray and be alert, be awake. Don't be tempted. Not to be tempted by the devil. Or this is the story of that connected to that place. Holy site is is a little bit different than a regular place. It's not only historical place. It's not all about science, because this is modern science and ecological. It's from the 20th century. You can see the walls of the city and Garden of Gethsemane church. But in holy place, when you decided that was there, then that is there. You don't need for low science. It doesn't matter if you are excavating, finding things from different place, different time. In Africa, Mary can be a black woman. In Japan, it can be Japanese in Japan. But if we decided that this is the place, then it's a tradition. There is a tradition that connected us to the three disciples that fell asleep while Jesus was praying at Garden of Gethsemane. John, St. Peter, Jacob, James. And the Garden of Gethsemane is just behind that wall, and it's the same idea. And it's a burial site. The one that we're gonna go, it's a burial site from Second Temple time. And this is outside the wall. Remember, you saw the wall out right there. And then it became to be a church. And that's where the three disciples were. Ooh, there's some beautiful icons in it. I hope that you won't hear the the wind. There's a pit there. They remind me not to fall into it. And again, I hope that you can hear me. I cannot shout here. I'm translating everything that he's saying. It's dark there. I can hear him saying that he needs a light. He wants to light some candles. Then until I will go in, I will enter. Then you can see a little bit of the wall of the city. And the Dome of the Rock. It's a little bit too rainy today, although I must say it's not rainy now, which is good for us. You see the Golden Gate and the Dome of the Rock, the site of the Jewish temple, and the Church of Garden of Gethsemane. It's just next to us. This is, remember I told you that you will see the inscription later on. You can see Jesus now praying. And here it is, for Mark. Watch him pray. We are entering to the grotto. Oh, it's too difficult to go in, to enter.
ויש עוד מטעמים של קדושה, בבקשה לא לגעת בשולחנות האלה, כן? כי זה לא סתם שולחנות, זה בעצם מזבח. זה מזבח ועליו אנחנו עושים את הליטורגיה.
This is the altar.
אז לפי הכללים של כנסייה הפרבוסלבית, אי אפשר לגעת במזבח, בקרני המזבח. אם אתה נוגע, אז אתה כבר מחוסן. אז לכן, בבקשה לא לגעת. ואין פה בעצם, בגלל שזה מערה,
Because it's a grotto, there's no difference.
אתם לא מרגישים פה את המקום של האורטל. בעצם, מכירים מה זה האורטל?
There's no difference between the altar.
כל כנסייה אורתודוקסית, וגם ברוב מקרים גם כנסיות קתוליות, בנויות מכמה חלקים. אז יש את העולם
Every church, every Orthodox church,
שזה עולם נפרד.
is divided into a regular church and the holy part. There's usually a wall of icon that divide it. But when they're doing the liturgy, they're doing it there. Here there's no iconostasis. There's a night pray every few times a month.
אז יש לנו קודם כל הנושא של ארכיאולוגיה, כמו שאמרתי, מערת קבורה,
It's a burial cave
ואחרי זה מערה של...
from Second Temple time, and I will show it to you later on.
מצאו אותו פה,
It's
הרי כשרכשנו את המקום הזה,
it's a tomb there.
זה היה ב-1880.
When they bought it in 1880,
הכוונה הייתה כמובן...
the idea was to build a church here.
הקרקע לבניית כנסייה, אבל כדי לבנות את הכנסייה,
But to build a church, you had to organize that slope. It's difficult to build. Here, they build a terrace here, a podium. They found that cave. The church was built from the stones from that place, which is holy as well.
סלע קדוש, אז לכן אמרו, אנחנו נשתמש באבנים האלה, שריד קדוש
It touched the stone and
ממערת השליחים. דבר כזה מאוד מאוד יכול לרגש את הצליין, כן? הרי הוא בא לפה, הוא רוצה לקחת איזה...
it's kind of a relic. Pilgrims trying to take some relics from here.
חתיכה קטנה של מזכרת, כן, ממקומות קדושים, אז בדרך כלל היו הולכים דברים כאלה, כן. אז גם הכנסייה מרי מגדלנה בנויה מהאבנים שחצבו בסלע, וכשעשו את החציבה, אז גילו פה כל מיני מערות, וגם גילו את המערה הזאת. עכשיו, אחרי שגילו את המערה הזאת,
After they found that cave,
ומי שעשה את החברה,
excavate here,
אנטונין קפוסטין.
Antonin Kapustin,
ראש המשלחת הרוסית,
the head of the delegation of the Russian,
הוא היה ארכימנדריט, אז הוא בעצם בעצמו היה ארכיאולוג.
he was a archaeologist. He was a professional archaeologist, and he found here evidence.
יש שם גדר קטן, אתם רואים שם חפירות, אז יש פה עדות לאיזשהו קפלה. הייתה פה קפלה בתקופה ביזנטית. הכוונה היא שהתפללו פה נוצרים...
We found here a chapel from the Byzantine time, and if they prayed here, it means that it's a holy place.
למשל פטרנוסטר.
Like Paternoster, yeah, another church above it, yes.
גם שם יש שרידים של נוכחות.
In Paternoster they found 4th century remains, Christian remains. That they knew that it was a very holy site from the Byzantine time.
זה לא סתם מערת קבורה, מימי בית שני, זה מקום קדוש. לפי החפר. והנה פה מתחיל הנושא הזה של אומנות, נקרא לזה אומנות.
Idea of art,
אומנות היצירה,
art of prayer, art, icon prayer, theological art.
אז אנחנו יודעים שזה כת שמונים.
And they know that it's Garden of Gethsemane here. They don't know if that's where Jesus was praying, because there is a garden, there is a church next to it that talks about it. Then that was where Jesus prayed. They accept it too. They believe in it too. Then if Jesus didn't pray there, then what's happened here? And that was the last prayer of Jesus with blood, with agony, and that was there. Yeah. And they couldn't say that it was here. Everyone, they accept it as well, although it's a Catholic place. But next, according to the Bible, Judas Kiss was somewhere there. Then maybe here, Judas kissed Jesus, and we will see it later on. Later on, we will see it at the church, no, next to the church. One of the entrances of the church that we saw, not here. Oh yeah, at the entrance, the exit, yeah. At the exit of the church, I might take a video of it later on. It's outside the church. Then it's not so far away. It's between those two churches, the Russian and the Catholic. Here, they believe that the three disciples fell asleep. It's not that they actually found some evidence that it's happened there, but it was very close to here. Then why not to start a tradition about it? It's brave to say. This icon here, and I will show it to you later on. And you will see that prayers of Jesus in Garden of Gethsemane. They did that icon here in that monastery 20 years ago. They did it for that cave grotto. And you see the Grail, the Holy Grail, as well. This is the Evangelion story of it. They will go out, and if it's okay by you, will wait for them to go out, and I want to see the rest of the grotto and that's why you ask us to go out, then we are sneaking. תצאו רק החוצה שנוכל לדבר, שנוכל לצלג במי שלא ראה. This is one of the ossuaries that they found here. The Jews used to put the bones in it a few years after they've been buried, and then could bury someone else instead of it. There we go. All right. This is the icon that he was talking about. That is the Grail. Ah, that's the Grail. Thank you, Roman. Thank you.
אז אפשר לאט לאט לעלות למעלה בינתיים לכיוון הכנסייה. עסקה עם התנועה דתית, תתחילו לעלות בבקשה למעלה לכיוון הכנסייה. ואני מציע לכם.
Ooh, is it David? Sorry, wait.
זה רליקטים.
Yes, you are holy.
כולי רליקטים.
You are a relic guy. we're climbing back to the church, and that's gonna be the might be the second video. I'll try to prepare one shot video of all of it, and then if it's be too long, and it's gonna be too long, I will cut it into two. Yeah, the muezzin is in the background. It's Friday holidays of the Muslims as well. Oh, raining. If you didn't subscribe my channel, this is the time to do that until we will reach the church. And in my mind now, I see so many names of people who support me by buy me a coffee. You can find the link there. Then I'm blessing each one of you right now. So many names. I'm so happy that you are with me. The group is of tour guides, mainly because we don't have a lot of tourists now in Israel, although the border is open now. And from March the 1st you can actually enter without any problem, even if you didn't take the vaccination. Oh, look at the almond tree. Oh, look how beautiful it is. The muezzin hangs to the walls. Story of the church. Mary Magdalene, St. Mary. And she's not part of the Evangelion, the story about Garden of Gethsemane. Yeah, it's the story of the disciples, not of the women. The women, one who's actually taking the oil, the anointing oil, those women who brought the oil, the anointing oil for their tomb, they actually say, I mean, here the Russian believe that they actually came to purify the tomb, not, but Mary Magdalene wasn't part of them. But she was the patron, the patron of the Russian Tsar, Maria Alexandrova, and that's the one, Mary Alexandrova. She was the wife of Alexander II. Tsar. She was German. She was one of the descendants of the Queen Victoria, the British Queen Victoria, and she's got no Russian blood, even a little bit of it. She was half German and half British. She was married Alexander II, the Tsar, and that's how the family began. And later on, you will see paintings of the red, of all the family. Alexander II was a very important and well-known Tsar. He was a liberal Tsar, reform Tsar. He was as a ruler, he was for a long time. It was after the Crimean War, he really ruled for many years. The second part of the 19th century, he had lots of children. After his wife died, their children came to here, journeyed to the Holy Land, and one of their the journey is to memorize her name and to dedicate a church for her here in Jerusalem. they bought. They actually met one who excavated the cave, and he was the leader of the Russian church. He take them to here, and he said, "I know that someone can sell it to you, and we can buy, and we build a church for your mother." And that's how it actually started, and that's what they did. They went back to St. Petersburg, and they bought. I mean, they asked for money. They are rich when they got money from the nation, and they built it. It's a masterpiece. Russian church. The most important artist at that time built that church. When they opened it to the public, 1888, something like that, or 1858, yeah. Sergei and Elizabetha, very important. Sergei, a duke. He is the son of Tsarina Maria Alessandra, one of her children. Remember, we saw she had 9 children. Yeah. The smallest one was Sergei, sorry. And and this is his project. He came for the second time. He was here twice. He came with his new wife. His wife was Elisabetta, which is from the German-British church, from the same roots of her mother. Darmstadt Duke family. Elisabetta didn't speak Russian at that time. She was half British, half German. She studied Russian. She married Sergei, and she converted to the Pravoslav belief. When they opened the church, he was here. And after the visit to Jerusalem, he converted to Pravoslav. Someone killed her husband Sergei. The Bolsheviks, no, in 1905. And the revolution time, they killed him because he was the ruler of Moscow. Can you hear the music? And she became, after he died, she became to be like a nun. She wasn't a nun. She built kind of a convent of women that are not nuns, but their mission is to help people. They built some hospitals and a lot of places to help the poor. She built a place in Moscow, like a hospital. She is like Mother Teresa, but she is not a nun. At the end of 19th century, she became a saint, although she didn't die yet. When she died like a martyr. Wait. You will see her dressing white like a nun, but she is not a nun because it's not black. It's difficult for me to show you the pictures, but I will show it to you later on. Elisabetta was one of the most beautiful women in Europe. She got a lot of prizes as beauty. And the sister, Alexandra, she was married someone, but again, I'm sorry that I cannot see it. I cannot. Yeah. I don't want to go in to show you the pictures, but believe me, you can Google it. But Alexandra is sister. She is the woman of Nikolai II. She is supposed to be the next Tsar woman, Tsarina. It's a family of royal British, German, and Russian. It's like a mixture of royal families. This is the memorial church for Tsarina, like Augusta Victoria, the German Lutheran Church. Such a beautiful place, isn't it? There's a tomb of Elisa Xessa, that she is the mother of Prince Philip. British, grandmother of Charles. It's raining, it's pouring. Then her tomb is here as well with a flag of England. Prince Charles, when he came to here a few years ago, and Philip, and they arrived to here. I mean, obvious. Then this is a place that belongs to the British as well. Charles, he believed that Charles is a Pravoslav guy, mainly because Philip was Pravoslav for sure, Prince Philip, but he cannot say it, maybe because he was the head of the Anglican Church, and the same thing with Charles. Then he said that in secret he prayed with the Orthodox secretly. That British, I don't know if you knew it. This is something special. Then we'll enter now to the church. On the way, I will show you some pictures of it. All right, then let me show you the pictures of the royal family. Here it is. You can see the picture of her. Oops. And the family. And remember, we talked about her dressing white, not black. Then wavy hair. And you can see that. Then, this is the tomb of Elisa, Princess Elisa. And חשוב לי מאוד, תודה. וואו, and we are climbing up to the church. Wait. All right, smile like it's not raining at all. Great. I will send it to you. We're entering the church now. It's quite pouring outside. Mm-hmm. try to clean the lens, then I might be a little bit bumpy. This is the inner part of the church. Not easy to reach the place. So we will know everything. But until Roman will come, oh, did you see the church? Every part of it. Can you see the wall of Constantis? Sorry. Beautiful.
שנייה. כן. איזה קטנה היא. כן, זה מה שאני מסתכלת. אישה יפה.
There's no heating here, and the idea is not to have it, not air conditioning, not something like that, because it's part of being a nun. Martyrs, remember? When it's cold for us, we are allowed. We're not going to sleep. And of course, no air conditioning, but it's summertime here because of the walls. It's a little bit cool. There's no electricity here because the idea of a candle is the most important thing. There's a lot of stands for candles, like that. A lot of there are oil, chandelier. Yeah, that's oil. It's a piece of oil. Yeah. Oh, candles. You can see lots of. And important prayers that they need. And special, if it's not special prayer, they are not lighting a lot of candles. They're praying here every day, morning and night. At night prayers, they are reading Psalms, yeah, Tehillim in Hebrew, yes, and evening time and morning time. The morning time, the Greek are doing it at morning time, but the Russian evangelists, they're combining the morning and evening prayer together. It's a Russian church, not a Greek Orthodox, although there's a connection between those two. They're praying. They want to have peace. And Ukraine is part of Russia for them. They want to be the context of it. Historically, Russian Russian people started in Kiev. That's the beginning of Russia, according to the Pravoslav. And there's a huge connection to Russia. There's a few olive sites here. There's a iconostasis right in front of us. There's a big space of the altar. Around it, a lot of beautiful art, icons art of the best Russian artists. There's a huge, icon, but you cannot see it because it's the door is sealed. There's a big icon right there. It's the story of Mary Magdalene. And that's the Jesus is, from Magdal. They actually taken out all the devils of her, and here it's in the Golgotha. She was the first one who met Jesus after the resurrection. And the resurrection, let me show it to you. But that one you won't find in the Evangelion. Oh, it's the book of the life of Mary Magdalene. It was written at the 3rd century. Life of Saint Mary Magdalene, and in her life, they actually say it about she met Roman Imperator Tiberius. She had a meeting with him, and that is the meeting with Tiberius. There's audience there, and there's a young man. Difficult to see it, but it's the artist who did it. Yeah, that's how he signed that piece of art. It's from the end of the 19th century. See, Mary Magdalene is holding something in her hand. It's an egg. In Pascha, in Easter, there's a tradition to paint eggs in red, and this egg is connected to Mary Magdalene and the resurrection. In that book, there's a story about it. He's trying to convince Tiberius that Jesus resurrect, and he didn't believe her. And she's taking the egg in their hand, in the white color, and she said, "You see, that's how the chick went out of the egg, and then Jesus went from his tomb." You say that the egg is always white; it can be red. And then you can understand that it became to be red. And in that book, wow, Jesus resurrected. He didn't believe in it. They put her in jail, but for the Russian, the egg is part of it. church is a memorial church of the Russian Tsarina, the woman. Then it's black. See the color black and white. It's a special metal. It looks very heavy, but it's very light. Yeah.
אז יש פה ממש חליקה מאוד יפה, ממש עבודת אומנות מאוד מאוד יפה, אפשר להתקרב קצת.
Then it's not wood.
וגם,
It's metal.
אם יש למישהו לייזר פוינט, במקרה, אם תסתכלו למעלה, אתם חושבים שזה פשוט איזשהו צורות גיאוגרפיות, אבל זה לא סתם צורות גיאוגרפיות, יש שם אותיות, אם תסתכלו. יש שם
איפה? בלבן או בשחור?
בלבן. אתם רואים אותיות?
You can see the letters here.
ממש כתובת, כן? רשום פה
It's a description. Maria Alexandra.
ומסביב רשום לזכר
To memory.
שמה
A name
של צרינה,
of Tsarina,
האימפרטריצה, צרינה הראשית.
the Russian
וגם
tsar.
יש את השנה שהיא שנת חייה, כן? אז ישר אנחנו רואים שזה כאילו מציבה עם זה.
Like a tomb. Tombstone.
אז לכן כשאליזבתה פיודורובנה, אליזבתה, אישה של סרטוי, כשהיא נהרגה על ידי בולשביקים נרצחה על ידי בולשביקים.
When she died by the Bolsheviks in 1918, they throw it to a pit. Then and White Army of Russia, they took it from the pit. They took it to China, and from China to Egypt, and from Egypt, sister of Elizabeth. She was the wife of the British commander. So many titles, isn't it? She wanted to bring her sister to here, to Jerusalem. And Jerusalem was part of the British mandate that they could do that, and they brought it to here. And it's just beneath the church, just like Elisa. And in the 80s, yes, the red Russian and white Russian. Remember that's yeah. Then the church outside Russian, they declare her as a holy woman, and we can actually see her here. Oh. It's holy relics, it's not her body.
כן, תיכנסו לפה, ככה שכולם יוכלו לראות.
Let's go. It's not a coffin. It's a box, in a way, of a relic box.
כמו שאתם מכירים בתרבות ביזנטית, כן?
Like the Byzantine. They used to decorate it, those box. Oh.
דוקטורט על אנסטסיה, היא עשתה דוקטורט על הנושא הזה של איתור של הקופסאות האלה.
You saw it earlier, the video that I took. Oh, light.
עכשיו, אז זה בעצם רליקווריום.
Aquarium.
ופה הסרטים, אבל הם הוא לא כל כך מקושט, פשוט, אז יש לנו פה את הדברים שפשוט מצאו על הגופה כשהגיעו אותה לפה, את הדברים אישיים שלה.
They found some personal, yeah, rosary kind of, yeah. found some relics and things that he used to use, like a kind of rosary.
וכמובן, קרה איזשהו אירוע מאוד מעניין.
And there was a special event
שהכנסייה הכריזו אותה בתור
after
מציל קדושה.
she became to be a martyr. A few years later, someone came from Australia, a Russian family came from Australia, and he said that they have relics of Sergei, her husband. Yeah. And he kept his handkerchief of Sergei with his blood spots. Then he brought it to here, and it's right here from 1905. Remember, he was killed. There's even the letters of his name there. And there's a piece of wood, part of the carriage that he was murdered in. Someone threw a bomb into his carriage, and that's what he found. There's blood of Sergei, which is his DNA in a way, and there's a bit Elizabeth as well together. It's beautiful. Sergei is not martyr because he was killed because of political issue, but they are respecting him a lot. There's a lot of pictures they are together there. It's a love story between them, Elizabeth and Sergei. That's an icon of Elizabeth. She's holding the church, but of Russian church. Yeah, it's like a church that she built, but not that church. Here you can see a relicarium with so many evidence of martyrs or holy people. Here's the flashlight, and you might see even the names. And if you know how to read it, it's yours. And the most important relicarium. סליחה בבקשה. סליחה. And let me take a video of her as well. This is the blood, handkerchief, and the carriage. More relics. about the egg. There's another story, or another important story. Is, that's how they started the Fabergé eggs, because the third, Alexei III, the Tsar, he wanted to bring her an egg. That's something special to Easter, and that's how they started the surprise. It's like a Kinder egg, and every year he gave her eggs like that. There's 70 all over the world. Another thing that you can say about Luke, he knows Greek. He is the patron of the artist. Thank you. Oh, that's in Hebrew. He is the only one who actually tells the story of this special icon of the one who shows the way, Chodegeretria. Looks at Jesus. Which one? That. Now this is, and that is. Might be the first icon of that look, not that one, but just like that. That was lovely. It's another 1 hour and 2 minutes, but there's an icon of look that holds icon that he did. It's there inside. We don't have time. Oh, I want to see it. Iconostasis, there are different, the wall of icons. In the Russian way, the idea that is above the main gate, the King's Gate, there's always icon of the Last Supper. Every Russian church, because it's the first altar. It's the first altar of the church. This is basic in the Russian church. Jesus is always sitting on the judgment seat, to the right, to the left Mary and the child, and at the left one there's a soldier. Because the church is for Maria Alexandra, the Tsar, the wife Tsar. This is his husband, Alexander II, is not saint. He was a sinner in a way, but his patron was Alexander Nevsky, which is a very important guy, Alexander Nevsky. And this is the icon of Alexander Nevsky for the memory of the husband, which was a sinner. There's a very important icon, and everyone now goes to see it, and I will wait in the line to take a picture of it, and maybe to use the flashlight for the video. Then can we wait with me? Yes, you can. Thank you. I'm getting closer to it. Maybe I will use the flashlight. Now I can see it better.
אגב, באסלאמים האיקונוגרפיה לפעמים היא מאוד משתנה.
נכון, בגלל זה היא מעניינת. משום ש...
Dad, we are going out. It might be a little bit rainy, but if not, is it raining? Yeah, a little bit, yeah. Yeah, I took a video of the almond tree. And look how beautiful is the view from the church. You can see the walls of Jerusalem, and it's a little bit freezing. It's a little bit freezing, but not so. That we are at Mount of Olives. I'm saying goodbye now and heading to study with my professor, Christian professor, which is our wife. His wife. If I should, bye bye.